Vice President. Medium ako ng mga puting berde, saka angels, saka Jesus Christ.
This is Rochelle David. She filed her certificate of candidacy for vice president on the first day of registration for national positions, the same day as Manny Pacquiao, who is seeking the presidency. There was also Laurencio Yulaga, a self-proclaimed international scientist who claims Harvard University pedigree. If elected president, he plans to harness electricity, 12,000 volts to be exact, per patient to cure COVID-19. In the spirit of democracy, David, Yulaga, and dozens of seemingly obscure aspirants got their fair share of the Comelec spotlight, afforded the same platform given to prominent politicians. Are they nuisance candidates? No, they're not. At least not yet. As like the elections itself, candidacy filing season in the Philippines is a democratic process. Anyone who shows up declaring their intention to run is welcomed by the Commission on Elections, no matter if that person has the capacity to lead or have the funds to launch a campaign. It also does not discriminate if the person who filed was joking or not. According to Section 69 of the Omnibus Election Code that gave Comelec the prerogative to decide whether or not a candidate is a nuisance, there are 3 reasons one can be considered as such. 1. If the candidacy was filed only to paint the election process as mockery or disrepute. They may also be tagged as such if their intention to run for office could cause confusion among voters, especially if their names are too similar to other registered candidates. Lastly, if the Comelec determines that the person who filed their candidacy has no real intention of running for public office, then they're off the race. Alternatively, an interested party may also file a petition before the Commission's Law Department to declare a candidate a nuisance. Given the country's multi-party system that is founded on personalities rather than principles, it's no surprise how election contenders can come off as serious, colorful, or in between. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian called for the passage of a law that imposes a 50,000 peso fine on personalities declared as nuisance, stressing the need to safeguard the electoral process. But here's how it gets tricky. Take security guard Phil de los Reyes, who, on the day Pacquiao lodged his presidential bid, filed his candidacy for senator. Dressed in his work uniform to drive home the point that he is part of the working class, de los Reyes is among those who some would easily dismiss as nuisance bets, if only they heard what the guard had to say about why he's running.
Bakit tayo hinayaan? Bakit tayo isinantabi lang? Bakit tayo parang hindi napapansin? So time na para magpapansin tayo at time na para gagawin natin ang para sa atin at ipapa-implement natin at ipapatupad natin yung karapat-dapat na para sa mamayang Pilipino.
Apart from de los Reyes, there was also street food seller Nelson Ancajas, who said he was running for senator to make sure that the people benefit from state coffers.
Aanin nyo pa yung tulong na binigay ng gobyerno sa mamayang Pilipino. Kung binigay nyo naman ang tulong ay patay na ang isang Pilipino. Bakit nyo ipagdadamot ang pera ng mga Pilipino na dapat ay sa kanila? Samantalang kayo yung mga politiko, hindi naman sa inyo ang pera. Kaya dapat ibigay ang nararapat sa kanila.
Impressed by their message, netizens appealed to Comelec not to declare them a nuisance. According to labor leader Leody de Guzman, who wants to run for president, he understood de los Reyes' point of view, that of an ordinary worker. Elections in the Philippines are largely a popularity contest, where the rich and famous get instant advantage. For de Guzman, the time has come for working-class Filipinos to assert themselves in politics. Some netizens could not help but ask, a lack of campaign resources aside, who's more genuine in their intent to become public servants? Working Filipinos like the two, or those so-called placeholder candidates that established political parties are fielding all to reserve a slot? Calling the latter a manipulation and mockery of the election process, House Deputy Speaker Rufus Rodriguez proposed a ban on the substitution of candidates by political parties, with the exception of cases of death and disqualifications. Yet to comment on this proposal to ban candidate substitutions, which is emerging to be a political strategy after President Rodrigo Duterte used it in 2016, Comelec said in the end, democracy must still prevail throughout the entire electoral process.